Thanks for joining me. It's Kendra the Scattered Fashionista, and I am going to walk you through how I plan out my weeks. As you see here, I'm starting out with a grid that I lay out, and then I'll show you how I fill it in a little bit further on in this video. And just in case anyone's wondering, yes, I'm still married. I am a firm believer in taking off your wedding rings at night, or any rings that have stones in them, because your hair can get under the prongs and loosen them, and you could eventually lose your diamonds. So this was taken early in the morning, and I had not yet put my rings back on, but there you have it. For most of the writing in my bullet journal, I use the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen in the superfine point. Here, however, I'm using the brush pen, and I'm not super comfortable with this, but I'm sure I will get better with practice, and that's what I'm looking forward to. As you'll see in the pictures I share at the end of this video, I do sometimes use color in my layouts. Sometimes I use stickers, all sorts of different things. But recently I've just enjoyed playing with black and enjoying the simplicity of that. As I began writing the words on this page using the brush pen, I was not happy with how they turned out. But that is one thing I love about bullet journaling, is because you're starting from scratch on every single page, there are going to be mistakes, and as a perfectionist, this is a good practice in learning to embrace those mistakes, embracing my imperfections, and living with it. So not waiting to be perfect, but just going with what I've got. One thing about this grid is that it is always morphing and changing based on what my needs are for that specific week or that specific season. So for now, this is the layout that works for me, but I might change some of these things in the future. If I have less people to call or more notes to write, I can make it bigger or smaller. Because I'm trying to be more consistent in my social media output, I have a grid where I track whether I've been on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter that day, just to keep myself accountable. This whole weekly grid is something I use to be my guideline as I do my daily planning throughout the week. So I'll show you further how I set this up, and then in my future video on daily planning, I'll show you how I use this to keep me on track. The next step is that I look at my monthly calendar and I see what appointments I have throughout the week. So here I'm filling in appointments I have for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's a pretty light week for us. That is on the left side of my left page. On the right side of my left page, I mark down tasks that need to be accomplished each day. They don't necessarily have a time deadline, such as an appointment, but there's something I want to get done that specific day. On the right page, under the task list, I write what I need to accomplish that week, or what I hope to accomplish that week. So these aren't things with a specific day deadline, but I would like to have them done by Friday or Saturday of that week. And I use this list to fill in my daily planning so I know what I can accomplish that day. And I base this on whether it's a light day or a heavy day, such as generally Wednesdays are crazy for us. So usually nothing from the task list makes it onto my Wednesday task list. I also keep a list of people I need to call, people I need to thank, and then the notes section at the bottom, I keep blank and I fill that in as I need to fill it in, just for things that pop up during the week. The up next section is what I'm planning for blog posts, YouTube videos, and such. I also flip back through the last few days or weeks to make sure I'm not missing anything that needs to be moved to this week to be accomplished. A lot of people also use a spread like this to write down their menu plan. However, I'm one of those lucky girls whose husband does most of the cooking, and I am happy to let him do so because he's a fabulous cook and I don't enjoy it. And that is pretty much it, my friend. I just go from here and take this to be my guide for the coming week. I'll have a couple pictures coming up of past weekly planning spreads so you can see the differences in colors and layouts and all that sort of stuff. But if you enjoyed this, I hope you'd give me a thumbs up and that you would like, subscribe, and share. Thanks so much for watching.